The eye of Hurricane Maria.
Hurricane Maria slamming into the island.
The winds are ferocious right now.
Gusts of up to 190 miles per hour.
Mi casita en menos de un día se hizo canto. Todo desapareció, todo.
Heart 9/11 has three core messages. It's to respond immediately, rebuild not just homes and communities, but to rebuild the people, and then recover.
We all have this responsibility as fellow Americans, fellow humans, to help our brothers and sisters. And so that is what interested me about Heart 9/11, that they weren't there just to provide relief effort, but do it in a different way through their apprenticeship program where they teach people and the sort of ability to make their way through the flame.
The human spirit is extraordinary. You know, just like Heart 9/11, just ordinary people doing extraordinary things is just amazing and should be celebrated, and we cannot forget it.
It's not just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. Vamos a seguir para adelante. Para atrás, ni para tomar impulso.
2017, Hurricane Maria came and really devastated the island. I was in New York shooting a series on Showtime called The Affair, and I was filming, and it was really difficult to watch what was happening to the island and not being able to feel like I could do anything. Like, it was an incredibly helpless, desperate feeling. On top of that, again, most of my family's on the island. I didn't hear from my dad for over 2 weeks, or my aunts or uncle. I mean, there were so many people, I had no idea how they were doing. All I saw was the horrific images that we all saw on the news, social media, and it was awful. And I know a lot of the diaspora and people that have roots on the island were feeling the same way. And so I was really looking to find a way to get involved, to help. And luckily, I have a childhood friend of mine who's a firefighter at 10 House, which is right at World Trade Center. And he volunteers with this nonprofit called Heart 9/11. I never heard about them. He went to Houston for Hurricane Harvey. That was a really tough hurricane season. We had Hurricane Harvey in Houston. We had Hurricane Irma that hit Puerto Rico first, then Florida. So he went to Florida for Hurricane Irma. And then he went to Puerto Rico for Hurricane Maria, all in the same summer. And so he was the first person I knew when he was coming back after a week. He was there maybe 4 days after the hurricane hit. He came to New York and I met up with him. And he was telling me what he saw. And this is somebody I've known my whole life. He's somebody that has served. He's a Marine. He's been to war. He was like, this is a very bad situation. He said, but I have to tell you, this nonprofit that I'm working with, they're amazing. And I was like, great, connect me to them. He connected me to the president. It was this guy named Bill Keegan. And I have a conversation with Bill. And I think like a lot of us, I was very skeptical of where I'm gonna support and give money and help raise money for it. Because I wanna know the money's going to where it's needed and where they say it's going. So I had a long conversation with him, asking him a lot of questions. What are his intentions? What are his goals? What is he doing? What are they focused on? Where does the money go? And he was an open book. And the more I spoke to him, the more I realized this is just an incredible human being who walks the walk, talks the talk. He's the real deal. And so I immediately partnered up with them. I ended up going to the island when I wrapped the job. I was there in December for a month and a half, traveling around the island, seeing the work they were doing, getting involved, helping rebuild. First, we have to help. The situation was so dire. We first need to just help recover, help these people recover, get back on their feet. If we can put a roof over their head, we'll put roofs over their head. But the long-term plan that we started putting together was to develop a pre-apprentice program where we were going to teach the locals on the island carpentry. And I love that idea. It was a sustainable, like based off the whole teach a man to fish philosophy. Went and directed a short doc. And I went to the island and we got to see the impact these volunteers were having, but we also got to see the pre-apprentice program at work. And the short doc is called Palante. And with that doc, we were able to come back and raise over $1 million. And we've rebuilt on the island, and we're still on the island today. And we've rebuilt over 500 homes,